Welcome back, everybody. We are in the home stretch, and we are going to be talking about the big picture, literally. The giant pictures that are around the site, they can be hidden in different places, and I want to give you some tips and tricks for making them your own. Now, again, I'm not actually trying to style my site at the moment, but the first thing I want you to look at is this one here, and I'm going to give you a tip or a bunch of tips of some places to look for these pictures. So, if I come down here to Slider Revolution, I am not a big fan of the sliders that go across the front of the page, like when this thing changes into 15 different pictures. But in this situation, this one has one, and it's not changing, but it has this really fancy thing called Slider Revolution, and I would really recommend you watching a different video than mine. There are people who can do a lot better job than me on editing these things. I am kind of terrible at it. So you could come in here and you could learn this tutorial and come and edit these things, and you can do all kinds of cool text effects and all that stuff. So if you're super into making those kind of big graphics, then I would recommend that you watch a separate video on Revolution Slider, because it could be a course in and of itself. But that's just not me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here to my dashboard, and I'm going to go to Media. And I'm going to find that picture, and right here I can see that it is in the folder WP Content, Uploads 2019, 10, Blogger 3, whatever. And then here it is, Blogger 3 Slider, BG. And then I can see that the resolution is 1920 by 913, and that's super important. So what I would do is I would go to whatever photo editor I have. I'm using an 8-year-old version of Photoshop that I bought a long time ago, and I'm going to make a new image, and I'm going to call it, I'm going to make it 1920 by 913, and we don't need to worry about a clear background. So now what I can do is I can take any image that I've found, and so I've got a stock image of some wood here, some woodworking, and what I like to do, I'm going to place it. You want to get the cropping right and all that stuff, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to drag it, and we're going to let it cut off just wherever it may, and then I can come and grab this and decide how I want this to look. Like in this situation, you can't tell those aren't my hands, can you? I have manlier hands than that, I actually think. My nails are not that manicured. Anyway, so I'm going to get this, and I'm going to save it. I'm going to save as, and I'm going to save it as that same file name as was in the media thing. So option one is just navigate to your folders, WP Content, what would it be? Uploads 2019 10. I think that picture is, let's see if it overwrites it. Yep, I got an overwrite message, and then I should be able to come in here and go back to my site and Shift F5, and I've got my picture instead of their picture, and boom. So that is one option, and that is one place you'll find those things. Now, one of the ways to tell if this thing is one of those Revolution sliders is to go to your dashboard, and we're going to go to the pages, because the home page is a page. And so we're going to go to the home page, and as you come down here, you go way to the bottom, you can see that Revolution Slider, there's also another one called Layer Slider. Those are both installed by default, but you can see that Blogger 3 is the one that was selected, which is the one that we were editing there. So if I were to come up here and just unselect that and come back to my page, view page, then it would go away, and I would have some kind of weird default thing that I would have to hide in the dashboard. So we're going to keep that one. We're going to put that back here. We're going to go back to Blogger 3, and we're going to keep the wood there for now. Probably won't stay there forever, but it's there. So that's one place that you will find giant graphics. Beyond this giant picture, there are some other pictures that are kind of hidden around the site, and you can see you've got this one here that is tied to this section that has my latest projects. So if we edit the page and we come down here and we find the My Latest Projects, you'll see that there are a few little edit symbols right here. So the first one we're going to go to is we're going to see if that's part of the wrap, and it probably is. Yep. So you can see that this is an image that is attached to the background of this wrap. And so if I were to come in here and remove this upload and save, you should see that that would just become green. Yep, so now we have a solid color green, able to get rid of that background if that doesn't fit your aesthetic. And finally, we have this other one down here, and let's see if we can figure out what that is. So that is under the Lorem Ipsum Join Us Today. So we're going to scroll down here, Join Us Today, and they can be attached to the wrapper. They can be attached to the section. And yep, that one is right there. We can remove that if we want to. And so one of the things, I don't know if you notice this, but if I were to remove, when I come up here and remove this one, I can also set a solid color. Oh, wrong one. I can also set a solid color. Let's see here. Right here. I can set a solid color for any color I want. So if I want to make that gray, or if I want to make that some other color, I can choose what I want that background to be. So that is a little bit of customization. Now, obviously, if a picture is right in the middle of the page, it's easy to find. But note that they can be hidden on the little pencil button of these sections and dividers and all that kind of stuff. So that is a quick tip for swapping out some pictures. Guess what? We are done. There are going to be plenty more YouTube videos about WordPress, and you'll never stop learning. But this is the basics. This is what you need to know to build web pages with BeTheme. Crank them out. If you decide you want to do things like this for clients, you should be able to charge $500 to $1,000 a piece to make one of these websites. And I've got plenty more tips for you on WordPress, plenty more tips on dealing with customers and finding these type of customers and all that. But for now, sit back, play with your new website, and thank you for watching.